Hey, I'm here with Stephanie with Loop, a very close friend. When did we meet?
God, it seems like a haze. I think we probably met in March.
God, it hasn't even been a year.
February, March.
Oh my God, I thought it was longer. Okay, anyway, but you go way back with my brother, Klee, which
Yes.
is not technically my brother, so don't go diving down that thing and be like, he's not a real brother.
You're Hanai.
Yeah, my Hanai, and I do have a half brother somewhere I've never met, never talked to in my life. So there is one of them. I don't know what they look like. They better be devilishly handsome. But yeah, I do have one of those running around I've never met. But yeah, how did we meet again?
Through Gino.
That's what it was. Gina.
Yes.
Okay. And then you guys invited me down. I had a meeting before my tax guy.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, you know, I'll be right there. It came up and I'm like, I'll have one drink. And then I think 2 bottles of wine later. We're like besties. Okay.
I love it.
Yeah. So you are a CEO, entrepreneur, honestly, I'm invested in you guys at this point. Very, very, very well-run version of it's not telehealth yet, but you're going to start going that way, right? It's a consumer-based wellness program. It's not just peptides. There's other things. So tell us about what it does.
The way I kind of describe it, and I really don't like that the names are so correlated, like Loop and Goop. It bothers me. But the way we look at it is we're a lifestyle brand. We're a wellness brand. So you can come in and you're under one umbrella and there's so much education. So like it's a confusing world. So we double down on education and then we offer some really amazing products that we've already curated. So we make the process really simple. Mm-hmm. Does it funnel in through peptides? Yes. But do we do so much more than that? Yes.
Because you guys just started like a whole supplement range, right?
Absolutely.
So what do you have like on that range? And just like your portfolio is much smaller, which I think is smart. Like on the manufacturing side, like I do, I kind of have to list most of what I do because it's a billboard for me doing white label projects, private label projects, doctors to like see the options. Right. But I mean, there's so much stuff that I have to make and that eventually I have to dump because there's no market. For a lot of this stuff in the beginning. You realize I probably right now, and I think Dean was yelling at me, that I have like $8 or $9 million in product that I've purchased that I've never done anything with. It's just freezers.
You're waiting for someone to ask?
Yeah, because I kind of want to use it too, but I can't just make like the big one that's kind of a scary one. So a lot of people have been asking about it, but I won't make it for anybody because when I ask them what it does and how it works, no one can tell me. I go, do some research before I sell it to you because it means we don't know what it's going to do to you long term, which is a little scary, but it's insane. Like no jitters, tons of energy, no shakiness, but just pure mitochondrial function. It's like, well, that sounds great, but
at what cost?
Yeah, what do you do? What is the long-term effect? What is the right dosage? So anyway, but how many products do you offer now?
We have a lot. I think I should actually know this, but we like literally just ran a call today and we just have 6 more. I want to say we're probably around maybe 30.
Well, like considering you cross categories.
Yeah.
That's
maybe
good.
more, maybe 30, 40. Like it's in the areas that really matter. I'm trying to do more women's health stuff. So there's more stuff I'm kind of diving into that and kind of figuring out.
Which is why I'm so glad we met because I want to do it.
Yeah.
And as much as I have a great connection with women,
I think it's really different.
That's what I'm saying. But I've been talking about doing menopause stacks and women's health and hormone health for women for years. And I'm just not the right person to really be the face of it.
Yes.
I think I have too much hair in the wrong places. So when I met you, you're just like the perfect, and your energy exudes through everything you do.
I think
how much you work.
And we have so much in common.
Yeah,
I feel like one thing we really bonded about is like our hearts and who we are and people, and we're authentic and transparent, and we're okay being the face of a brand that could be controversial. And you can talk about things sometimes that people are like, I'm not quite sure why are you sticking up for this. And I'm okay with it because the amount of women that come to me literally crying, like the emails I get that they've gotten off of their SSRs, that they've never felt like they'd be sexy again, that their brain is finally working, that their Lyme disease is now in a place where they can play with their kids. Like, that's what lights me up.
Well, you just had a really big one the other day too I'm a huge proponent of trying to get Adderall out of the economy.
Yeah.
But I think the scapegoat is, oh, my kid's hyperactive and he can't get control. Okay, we'll give him some Adderall. It's like, what?
Right.
No, like I hate to say it, they're kids. Like you need to understand a child, just like a puppy, just like anything, is going to go nuts from time to time, and you should be parenting.
Well,
Matthew McConaughey did this really good piece, and he's talked about the difference between a dad and a father. And the father is the guy that puts in the work, right?
Yeah.
That really does it. I feel like there's so many people with how busy we are now they're just mom and dad, and they just kind of cash in and put them on pills, right? Because that was really cool, because I try this all the time with people, or, try and help people get off of
Right.
it. And you actually have a successful one. So it's
What's really interesting, Trevor, that, as you start a business, like you don't know the different avenues it goes down. We're learning so much, where my educators and my clients and my coaches, we're all talking, and you're learning from everybody, all the feedback of it. Oh, my client, this happened. Because as you know, peptides isn't like one size fits all. How it might work for one person might work totally different for another person. We don't really know why, but great
why
news.
you look different than me.
100%. So I have a client who came to me, and she was on lean, doing really well on it. We'll pause. Can I say terzepatide on here or not? Or should I say
You
lean?
can say whatever the hell you want.
Okay.
Like, you're not getting in trouble for it. Just say they're GLPs.
Yeah. So she's on a GLP, and she's like, she looks great. I'm functioning great. And she goes, I need to tell you something. I've had this like dirty, embarrassing secret my husband didn't even know. And she's like, I was wildly addicted to Adderall for 25 years. And she goes, when I say wild, she goes, I was afraid to leave the house without it. And she's like, because I didn't think my brain would function. And she's like, I'd get down to 2 more in the bottle, and I literally would be like, I'm not going to be able to pick up my kids. And she's crying. And she's like, I went off cold turkey after being on a GLP.
It's so crazy how that happens. And I know people that are similar. They haven't gone completely off, but when I talk to them, like they've, gone off of maybe they're on 3 or 4 pills.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, you're on Xanax, Adderall, you're on.
Oh, my clients list sometimes.
I'm like, you're putting all these things in, but they start bettering themselves on these, and then they're like, yeah, I'm down to like an Adderall here and there.
Yeah. They end up weaning down.
I mean, it's going completely off, but some people do. They just cold turkey, and that's great that she was able to do that.
I think we're learning more about the SSR world and peptides, and where people are saying like they're wanting to get off. And so whatever is happening to the brain is also getting them to be like, okay, I'm less scared. I'm willing to do this. And I'll be honest, like my daughter's on Adderall, and it's really hard for me. I struggle with it. She has ADHD, and she has like 7 learning disabilities, and she needs it to focus. So we had a conversation.
Well, like I said, there are people that need it. And sometimes I say things a little harshly, but it really is on the extreme side of it. There's so many people. I've never bashed drugs. I know there's people in my industry, colleagues that I work with, that just rip them apart. The planet would be virtually gone if we didn't figure out a lot of drugs. There's a lot of great ones out there. I think the problem is that the society has turned to just give someone more and more drugs 100%. Instead of really trying to fix some really basic engineering problems.
And especially children who are going through, and I won't get into it. However, for my daughter, as a mother, I really was struggling. Finally, I said to her, she's in her junior year, and she's so interested in peptides. I said, all right, this summer after your junior year, we're going to get off your Adderall, and we're going to use peptides, and we're going to work on your brain and see how you feel with peptides and no Adderall. And she's like, I can't wait. I'm really excited about it.
And Sienna's, there's so many options on it. 5 years ago, there wasn't. I mean, speaking of that, I think your platform grew much faster. You didn't jump in that long ago. Like I said, we just met in March.
Oh my, so, like 9 months ago.
But your sales have just, how do you contribute that to? Is it education? I know I've been on your podcast, great, but it seems like you do a lot in the community in general. Right. So what are some of the things that you're doing?
It's interesting. I was private. I wasn't on social media. And when I decided to do this, it was so against everything that I was like comfortable with. And I've learned from everybody, like if you're not using social media to build a business, you're stupid. So I think I
never needed to do it for a business.
So I built my entire business on my Instagram to start with. I mean, every day I'm on there. But no, I think I just showed up very authentic.
Yeah.
And I talk about the things that like women are either scared to talk about it, but I make it okay. I'll talk about plastic surgery. I just had my eyes done. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, you got to be honest about it all. Otherwise, you're never getting the whole truth.
I'm talking about my divorce. I'm sitting here saying like, I'm not going to act like it's easy.
Wear everything out there. Sometimes I say some stuff, people are like, you really didn't need about that. And I go, but it's part of the reason or the story. So I just say it.
Well, my mom's like, I think you should have edited that out. I'm like, then don't listen.
Wait till you see the Netflix series. I got the first couple episodes.
Is it going to be good? I can't wait.
The first episode was pretty epic, but they definitely made me look a little cheesier than my real life is. But that's okay. They kind of set it up.
You have to be a character.
It goes back to you being a big old softie. I'm like, how soft?
Well, and you and Jay, I feel like you and Jay are like juxtapositions of each other. You're very different people. So it's fun to see that part of it.
I love him, though.
He's the best.
Yeah, he's great.
I mean, I had dinner with him one night in Vegas, and it was great. Yeah.
I was sick that night.
You were sick that night?
Yeah. That was when, so I've never done Kratom. Like I've never had like one of the energy drinks.
Yeah.
I really didn't even know anything about it, but I was getting tattooed, and it was this one, it's not finished. And I'm just in this really tweaked thing. And I was like, I'm so uncomfortable. Does anybody have anything just to kind of help me relax, right? Because I don't take anything.
Right.
Like go in my medicine cabinet,
Right.
full of stuff that has
Peptides.
not been opened. Someone gave me, they're like, oh, it's kratom. I'm like, ooh, I don't want to do that. Oh no, it's not that big a deal. Like, but yeah, it will help. It acts like morphine and it's stronger, but it isn't. So like this, I'm like, I don't want to take this. I'll just give you like a little quarter. I was puking for 2 effing days. And I was like, zombie.
And you're a big dude.
I'm a big guy. And the guy that gave it to me, I mean, he's like, yeah, I take a whole one. I'm like,
and I was at dinner with him.
Teach their own. A couple of my business partners love the kratom, but they manage it like anything in moderation, as they say.
Yes.
Like, yeah, I do it on like Friday night, whatever. It gets like makes me more loosened up. All right, well, it is natural. I just don't know enough about it.
I get a lot of questions. I do get a lot of hate and shit on Instagram.
I was actually going to bring that up because I was going to say, because one of the reasons why I think you are so great is because you're genuine. But I would say at the same time that sometimes being so genuine makes people think you're fake.
Yeah.
And the more popular you get, the more people hate you.
Yeah.
The more haters come out.
But I joke. I'm like, I'd mute me if I was watching me, or I'd like hate me too. So I kind of make fun of myself where it's like, because I know why I'm doing it. And then when your why is so strong, it's easy.
The success is there. So you're hitting the people, you're getting enough people that want to listen.
And then you get a lot of, when you get the thank yous, you show up anyway. But the one thing that's just crazy, you would think I would get a lot of shit about talking about GLP so freely, like talking about, you don't need to be on GLP microdose or this, I get none of that. You know what I get? That I drink.
Oh yeah.
I get that I drink, and I
Hey,
rarely,
by the way, I drink.
I mean, barely clap back.
3% body fat.
Yes.
Learn how to biohack.
Yes.
Alcohol isn't bad in moderation.
No, I mean, I have 11% body fat. If we want to talk body fat for a woman, like, I enjoy everything. And
I like alcohol. I mean, I was in the alcohol industry, but yeah, like when I started this, I've always said this. I go, these people that try and do these crash diets, or
cleanses,
they try to eliminate everything bad in their entire.
Yeah.
If you were that stable, you wouldn't have gotten that far past. It is 1 in a million that someone just shuts it on. And I know the people who have done it, and it's usually the people that went really hard down the drug path or really hard down the alcohol path to a point where they've pretty much lost everything. So they just like, I got to give it all up. It's the only way I'm going to get back. But it's 99% of those people never can hold that. But so I tell people, I go, why don't you just make a list of like, is it 3? Is it 5? I don't know. Like the list of things that I want to be better at, like, are like, I want to dance better.
Yeah.
I can make my list. But you get your list of what's important to you. And I'm like, okay, great. Now give me the list of the things you enjoy most that are bad for you. And I go, okay, great. Let's get rid of, you have 4 things on here. It's like you smoke weed before you go to bed. You drink 5 days a week. You love eating. You drink like 5 Cokes a day.
What's your
just sit there and go, okay, great. Why don't we do this? Why don't we go to 2 Cokes a day? Drink on the weekends and special occasions during the week instead of pretty much every day. Okay, let's start there. You're not giving anything up. You're just reducing it back to have a better lifestyle. And then with doing the peptides and the physical work and getting in the gym, you develop these habits. And sometimes you're like, I don't even want to do those anymore. Like, I don't want to drink during the week. Like today,
100%.
Like I don't want to drink.
Right.
I don't. I'm going to go to dinner. I'm not going to drink. I'd love to go to the gym. I don't have time, unfortunately. I've been just getting back in town. But by the way, I am still wearing what I was wearing yesterday because I flew in this morning from a 12 o'clock flight last night.
And I'm still in my workout outfit.
And
from this
she's
morning.
still in her workout outfit. So this is the smelliest and dirtiest podcast
ever
of all time.
And we're showing up ourselves, Trevor.
Yeah, well, that's all I can do.
Can't be fake.
I'm literally wearing a t-shirt and ripped jeans.
I mean, some people do hair and makeup for podcasts. I couldn't even change my outfit for
I
you.
always do hair and makeup. If you couldn't tell, they gotta fix my dreadlocks or these shit locks.
I think I'm going to double down on what you're saying is that it's all about balance. I clap back at them, and I barely clap back with this one person, Trevor. It caught me on a bad day. So I'm like, who is this person? They're like, 11 years sober. And I wrote back and I said, I'm just sad for you that you're 11 years sober and you still feel like you have to shame me.
Yeah,
that makes me sad.
7 years?
I'm glad you're sober. And I think it's amazing, but you don't need to shame me for the choices. It's my body, what I want to do. And I live a very balanced life. By the way, there's no way I could run my business and have my life if alcohol was an issue. I mean, it's just like, there's just no way.
I would love to see, well, if she's so perfect, what's in her little,
I mean, just
black Pandora's box.
The judgment is.
I mean, I see it all. And that's one of the reasons I hate social media.
Yeah.
I've never had social media. So when I was on this airplane, 7:30 in the morning out of there. So it's 4:30 morning here. I got my email box clear, but I'm like half asleep, but can't sleep. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to go through it. And I just love reading through the political drama.
Yeah.
And what's like, did you know that Kerrygold, the butter that's supposed to be for all grass-fed cows, 30% of it uses corn and soy to feed their cows. And on top of that, genetically modified, both of them, not even just regular
This is
corn.
how it's marketed.
So it's completely fucking fake.
I have a lot of that in my refrigerator.
I do too. I'm heartbroken now. I got to switch to the New Zealand one because I have
Yeah.
a feeling those New Zealanders wouldn't do that. To
No,
me.
they wouldn't.
They are the nicest people. And then what was the other one? How about this one? Do you know that Pfizer owns 90% of the cheese production in America?
Pfizer?
Yeah, there's
Cheers.
4 ingredients that go into cheese, and it's basically milk, fat, but the one ingredient is from the stomach of the cow, and that's what gets it to like gel into like a cheese or whatever, right? And sorry, I'm not Mr. Cheese Whiz.
Cheers.
So basically, if you think about it, how many people have lactose and cheese issues with their stomach? How many people have bloating for, maybe trying to make you a little sicker, just slowly loading the cheese?
All the inflammation comes in your body, and then all of a sudden your gut and your gut.
So it's not even real, the product. It's in 90% of cheese in America. Yet Europeans don't have the same problems with their cheese.
Well, that's why you go to Europe and everyone comes back and they're like, I'm so skinny. And
because they put all the shit in there.
You have the good food.
By the way, we are the most unhealthy country in the world. And we do have, I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat, it's not about that. It's about, if you want to argue politics over like people trying to make our country healthy, you're fucking insane, people. Okay. If you want to go out there and talk shit on RFK, the FDA, all these, well, guess what they just did? As a parent, your choice for your vaccines. I don't know how that isn't a great thing. 11 compared to 72.
Yes.
Autism, seizures, all sorts of things. Number 2, flipping the food pyramid upside down. So you're upset because they flipped it to where they made vegetables and fruits and, healthy fats like and protein the most important, and worked their way backwards down to the crap that you shouldn't eat. And you wanted the shit to be the most important. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, these are just good things for everybody on earth. There's nothing to do with politics.
And that's why trust goes out the window for I think, the average American person.
So anyway, do you know that they are going to eliminate all food dyes out of our food by the end of, I think it's the end of this year.
Amazing.
So guess what? You all got a little healthy. Those are the things that they don't allow in Europe that are here. And the other one is they're eliminating, I think, like 50% of seed oils.
Thank God.
Which is just massive.
Well, I mean, we both were in the restaurant business at one point.
Yeah.
And you understand, and the prices go up and up and up. I'm going to sub out the oil, and then you're getting the crappiest oil.
Yeah, I think then that's what it is. It's just, our inflation and everything has been
margins
so bad.
are like.
But I think right now, the one good thing about all this going on is I feel like they're finding a lot of fraud out there.
Yes.
This has nothing to do with peptides. But if you just start looking at how much money has been just fraudulently stolen from all sorts of people in all sorts of industries, like I think they just found yesterday like 35 or $40 billion just in LA for hospice, fake hospice.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of stuff.
The Minnesota ones. I don't like that. Someone might try and kill me if I go into that. But yeah, that kid, I think is Nick something. He deserves a Pulitzer Prize for the work he's been doing. I mean, that kid's
and exposing all of that.
And he's exposing it, and he's putting his ass on the line.
Yeah. I'd like to see have security. I hope so.
I mean, that's and anybody, and I think people associate him as being more right wing because he's very business fraud or whatnot. I don't know, maybe he is, but fraud's fraud.
Yes.
And illegal's illegal.
Yep. And I've been saying too a lot lately is like, just be curious, like this black and white thinking. And so I think what's happening is, I'm not saying all of America.
Yeah.
I think there's a big population that's starting to say, I'm in charge of my own health. I want to get curious. I'm not saying certain issues are bad, but I'm questioning it. And that's okay. Start questioning. Ask the hard questions. Be curious. Like, look at where your supplements come from.
Don't take one answer as the only answer.
Yes.
Like if someone says something that's too good to be true, maybe do a little bit more research.
Right.
Because trust me, that's what I dealt with for 7 of the last 11 years is people telling me that no one's ever going to do what I'm doing. I'm selling fake shit. It's all bullshit. There's no way that some magical set of amino acids could do all these crazy things for the human body. And everybody thought I was nuts. And look at us now. We're getting addicted to peptides. And
I mean,
tell
right
them.
now, the
But
future is AI and peptides.
for sure, do your research. But okay, let's get back on track here.
Okay.
So right now, I know you guys do creatine. What other supplements?
We do creatine, amino acids, and a protein right now.
Okay, perfect. So you just very simple.
I wanted this simple because I talk about the pillars with a lot of the women. Like these peptides, as you know, they're not magic bullets. You got to be making sure you're eating enough protein, you're working out in the gym. It's all the things. And so I feel like for me, I'm like, my creatine here, and then I get my amino acids here, and then I get my protein here. And all these subscriptions are coming. And I'm like, I'm actually going to make the cleanest, best version that I can. And it's one-stop shop somewhere that you trust. And then you don't have to think about it. It all comes, there's a family pack. It's for everybody. We're good. And if you're trusting me with peptides, you're going to trust me with protein.
Yeah, sure. And you know what is funny is I would love to get into the supplement space. It's too busy and it's so saturated. For sure. I'm more than happy to. I did a thing with a company. They do all methylated vitamins, all from organic source, all that kind of stuff. And, I like them. I'm going to put you on because that's great. You're doing everything right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm all about that. So that's fantastic. Right now, what do you see your product mix kind of cycling as? Are you seeing are you selling a lot of the supplements? Are you GLP or weight loss heavy still on the women's side? Are you getting more exposure into other areas? Or, I mean, right now the market basically dictates that I think 60 to 70% because GLPs are peptides.
Right.
Everyone 60
they
to
are
70% because there's a lot of fat people here. Sorry. But I know that my product mix is actually way off and skewed from the norm.
Yes.
So I know people that are at 95.5. I'm at 50-50, which is pretty, I think, a good mix, which means if GLPs go bye-bye or this, I'm not out of business, thank God. And, I don't do a ton of education, but I rely on getting a lot of information out. And I have really great partners like Jay Campbell that are extremely good at and very smart. They get great information out, and I'm lucky to be associated with people like that. You know what I mean?
And they're so conservative, which I really like. So when you work with them too on their dosaging and whatnot, you're all in the same.
You got a long life to live.
And to answer your question, Trevor, I love to say it this way because you come into peptides oftentimes to lose weight. Your friend's doing it. The sexiness, the vanity, the hair, the skin. I want the beauty, I want this. But you stay for the mitochondria and you stay for the brain. And so as in 9 months, our customers are very loyal and they're also real curious. They get very savvy. So they're not afraid to try the other things. So I still want to say that I'd probably say 60% GLPs. And then the rest is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And
I think you were 90-10 in the beginning. So that's good to hear. I remember you were like, what's new?
I tried to really, and that's why I love our partnership, is I really try to stay upon what's new? What do I want? What are people asking for? And
I got some really cool ones coming down the road that I've been researching and we're trying to fortunately when they're so new, we're getting people to synthesize the compounds for us.
There's one right now that I tried for the kidneys.
Clotho?
And it helps with the kidneys. And that kind of stuff for women who if you get kidney infections, if you have other areas that how do you just keep everything in a state of neutrality that you're actually feeling good. So you're never getting so far that you have to go on an antibiotic. You're keeping everything within homeostasis. And so
we're launching and doing human trials on that product starting, I believe, next month. It might even be the end of this month, but.
Are you able to share your Hashimoto's? Because everyone keeps asking, what's Trevor's Hashimoto plan? Because he has one.
So
what can you share?
So, the thing about Hashimoto's is it's a lot of diet, but there's a lot of people that get their diet and they don't get the final result. And there's one medication you take, but it's $50,000 a month. People can't afford. So it's if someone that actually is trying to get their diet in check, and a lot of that has to do with carbs and glucose levels, all this stuff, right? So I have a really good friend, Mark. I'll have dinner with him this week, and he has full-blown Hashimoto's, and he's a really sharp dude. He's chief medical officer. He owns his own company. He knows what he's doing. So we were talking about peptides, and he was running basically a version of BPC TB500 NAD, and then he cut down a good amount of the carbs. He dropped alcohol. There's two little tweaks in there that he used, but it wasn't just his Hashimoto's. His thyroid is in the green. It's back in the green. It's gone.
He did use KPV?
He didn't use any KPV. So, and then a little bit of GHRH. Metabolism, all that kind of stuff. So that was kind of the fix, but he was running a very heavy dose of NAD, and that's RNA repair and a lot of other things. And he's very consistent and running it the right way.
We've got a client who's trying to get pregnant, and the husband went in for a sperm test and was like, he's fine, but it wasn't great, kind of average. Got an NAD. The next visual of the sperm, it was 1,000 everywhere. I mean, it went up 60%.
Wow.
NAD.
God, I mean, I got 0. So what's 60% more?
I mean, it's
zero. I'm fine.
it's wild. I mean, that's what I love.
That's great because I mean,
you hear all these stories.
is a peptide that works really well. Gonadorelin, Kisspeptin. There's all these.
We just got Kisspeptin.
Yeah,
which I'm excited about.
You know what's great? I use Kisspeptin for horniness. Like if you don't want to be like doing PT 141 or whatever you want, like that's your natural connection for all that piping. Like,
I get that a ton for women who are saying like, and they can't, PT's hard for them a little bit. They feel nauseous.
And that's the problem. It does mess with your stomach. And there's people that it works really well or it works like the next day.
Yeah.
So it's the timing's off on it. Everyone's different. For me, PT 141, it's the next day for me.
Interesting.
I don't get it the day of.
Yeah.
You know?
So would
the
you
next
run
morning? I'm like, oh, God.
Kisspeptin. You're like, where's my mate?
Yeah.
Kisspeptin. Like, are you just taking it on the regular? Are you taking it when you want to feel this way, or how are you?
So
taking it?
like for guys that are on testosterone, they run HCG or Pregnol or whatever to kind of for testicular health. But it only works on the testicles, right? Sperm and that kind of area. Because peptin's kind of the whole process. So I just I take a bottle out. Usually it's a week that I know I'll be around with somebody, but I use that as like my just kind of clean up the whole system week. And it really does work. You get.
So you won't stay for 3 months. You'll stay on it like.
No, but I mean, you could.
You're horny for 3 months.
No, but you can spot do it too, and I'm not, there's no like scientific evidence. I haven't run a human trial or anything else, but I know me and a couple other guys that have been doing it. It works for us.
Well, and that's the best thing about Peptides is like, you can play with them a little bit if you know what you're doing. And also like, it's fun to talk about it because I'm like, oh my God, I'm on Selenk and I'm like feeling amazing. And just like for me, I'm on a higher dose and I am wide open. I'm creative. I'm on fire. I needed that. Like I had the January, like, oh, here we go. And now I'm like, my team is like, what are you on?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know if I want her on this.
Great. More energy. Yeah. Oh, well, let me ask you this. I know we were talking about kids earlier.
Yeah.
How much are you seeing the youth partake right now?
Yeah.
Because as anything in life, once it starts becoming a little bit more mainstream or there's some kind of detection, you start to see the younger generation at some point, they either reject or they start to follow. But I think in this case, we're seeing the follow more than the reject with peptides.
So it's interesting. It first came onto my, like in my world, because I had some clients that were bringing their kids. Girls in college who everyone was on GLPs, and my daughter's about to order it. I want to make sure it's the right one. I want her educated.
And by the way, Jay Campbell has a daughter that's under 18. And
I heard him say that.
Yeah, and it helped change her life, right?
So I'm not necessarily against it. What I am about is being really educated. What I feel sad for our kids. I mean, I've got 2 girls of my own, and then I've got 4 bonus kids. And so in 2 different markets in the US. So I feel like I'm getting it a lot from, and a lot of them are teenagers. It's their social media and TikTok that's marketing it to them. So you would think it's the girls more like wanting the GLPs. It's the boys right now. It's not just the weight loss for the girl. It's just like, it's all of them. And so the parents are becoming really scared and confused. And I just come back and say, just educate yourself. And then it's like having the conversation for college about sex, alcohol, all of it. It's like, you have to talk to your kids about what's happening.
Yeah, for sure. And well, the good news is we always discuss this. At least they're looking to do something healthy.
Yeah, my kids are
not shooting down the path that I did when I was 16, doing acid and ecstasy.
My girls are on BBC oral for their stomach because they've had some issues going on. And like,
why wouldn't you take it?
Exactly.
Natural.
And I think what I'm loving is a lot of parents are coming and saying, instead of putting my child on an SSR, can I do Selenk? Can I do CMAX? Can I do, what can help so I don't have to do certain things? I like the questions like that. People are more open. They're not as scared. And what makes me sad about social media is there's so much misinformation out there, and there's so many quick money grabs, and there's so many people wanting to just sell a child something cheap. And if they're not getting it from their parents financially, guess what? They're going to buy the cheap version. So that's my only balk in it is that.
Like I said, there's a lot of good information, but people online, especially people that are just social media people, like they're not really linked to anything else. Like there's a lot of people that claim to be doctors that aren't doctors. There's people that claim to have done a lot of things that don't. They're pretty good at researching or using ChatGPT or one of those other.
And they're jumping on.
And they like to quote things, but they, in like 1990 this and 2001 this, and this is newsflash. Since 1990, we've learned a lot about how to use buffers and things that stabilize peptides. So the information you're reaching off of is fucking old. Okay? So yes, those were facts 35 years ago.
Okay.
But the big one right now that's going on is that Glow and Clo cannot work together because the pH levels are off all this stuff.
And everyone's talking about it.
By the way, just so you know, as soon as that came out, I started stability studies. So we are now 3.5 weeks in at 100% same purity and potency with no degradation inside liquid bottles already mixed. So, and there might be slight, but nothing that's
Not the
fractionary.
claims that are out there right now.
No, not that, oh my God, you put it in, it's done.
Yeah.
Oh, it's over.
Because by the way, I get all
according to a
all of
1994 study and this and this and this. Oh yeah, you just
it can't stabilize and it's
killed
wrong
it
dosage.
immediately. Now you actually rejected it and it's going to be even worse. No, they are in there because there are ways to use buffers, stabilizers,
and anti-inflammatory.
Yeah, you know what else wasn't around in 1990? I don't know. Things like liposomal technology or using different sugar stabilizers.
Yes.
Sorry, guys, don't listen to everything you read. That is something that was realistic, but we look how much we learn every month in the scientific world now, how much faster and faster it's going. Don't rely on data from 35 years ago. Now, if it's something that worked 35 years ago, it's still going to work today, but we've probably made it better. It's been modified. So don't get into this whole fucking rant about, GHRHs and that this, and they don't work. They only produce 15%. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, because you read a study from fucking 15, 20 years ago.
Well, I mean, look at the cell phone. I mean, remember the huge cell phone there now? It's just like if we were stuck there. I mean, I agree with you, Trevor. The social media piece, and that's why I have a love-hate relationship with it. It's like in some ways it's great to get the right information out there, but it's so hard to, go through it. And the amount of people come to me, that whole Chloe and Glow thing was driving me nuts.
But like
I trust you so much. I'm like, I promise you guys.
I'm not saying that like I said, if you look at the scientific basis of what they are, that is true. And people ask me to make them weird shit all the time. And I tell them, I go, guys, this on paper isn't going to work. We will do our best, but you are on the hook for this. If you ask me to make you $500,000 worth of this product and you go to test it in 3 weeks and it's crap, that's on you. That's called research and development. The products that I make, we've researched and developed.
Yes.
So you will get stability studies on all these coming out because I'm doing them for you, because there's a lot, one person says one thing and then everybody runs for the fucking hills with it. We'll be releasing the stability studies, which is great. Then everybody knows, well, at least ours work. I don't know what other people are doing to their product. Everybody, here's your information.
I just heard the other day, it was a great podcast, but there's like 600,000 podcasts out there and like 1% make money. But if you have a podcast, it's amazing to get the message out. So I'm so happy you're doing your podcast. Because
I do not have time to do podcasts. I do because, like I said, I sat in the shadows for the first 10 and a half years of doing all this stuff because A, it was scary. B, I don't have any social media. C, 7 years of that wasn't really business. It was just more of a
now there's a Netflix
project.
on you.
Yeah, go figure. But, even now I'm like, I have like 1,500 followers, whatever. But, it's at least the people that do buy my products and all this stuff, they have somewhere to go back and listen to at least my reasoning behind why we do things. And guess what? I'm not always right. And we're not always the best at everything. We're the best at what we can do capably right this second, but we're continuing to learn. We're continually evolving. I work with some of the greatest
Trevor, which is
scientists around the world that we talk to, and we talk to developers and you name it. We're doing everything we can to make sure that whatever you're getting is the best of the best.
Right.
But you know what? Yeah, we're not always going to hit a bullseye on everything. And
you're very transparent. And, and that's what I tell them, like, the reason we are partners is because of that on both sides.
And you know what? Like I said, if I make a mistake, dude, I just yanked $2.8 million worth of product off of my website today because one bottle failed sterility. So we pulled everything off.
Well, I remember early on in our relationship, we got a call and it said, hey, it's 8 milligrams, not 10.
We couldn't get the heating process of pressing the tablets was killing off part of the.
So you call us, and that's what I'd love to tell the story. It's 8, not 10. So do you guys want it? We'll change the labeling to 8, and you can still use it. It's okay. Or do you want to wait? You could have sold me all those tablets and said it was 10. I wouldn't have had any idea. I mean, you're so honest and real, and that's why we're partners. I tell the story because I think there's a lot of people who do not have integrity.
Rip somebody off. That's horrible.
You know how many people can?
20% more product.
That people would. I mean, that's the point.
Well, I know. That's why there's good people out there. And the good news is there's some really good people out there now. It's this battle of, there are a lot of kind of scummy ones out there as well now because there's money to be made.
Yes.
But, it is what it is. So it's so funny because actually that's one of the bullet points.
Let's talk about it.
Look at that note: risk, regulation, and ethics. Are you ethical? So this will probably be out later than it is, but we luckily were able to win a battle over the pharmaceutical board, and we're going to re-release some of the.
Let's talk about it. Yeah.
So that was fun. Basically,
I'm glad that you're going to bat for a lot of us, which I'm really appreciative of.
well, luckily, I just have really good lawyers. The retainers that we have out there are quite large, and they were able to win some battles against pharmaceutical boards and against Eli Lilly and so forth. So it just buys us a little bit more time until we figure out. All we need is a little bit longer anyway, because we have our GLP-4, if you want to call it that,
Coming out
in very short amount of time. I don't want to say anything because I don't know enough about. I know what our goal is, and we're going to release it in probably about 30, 60 days. I have a call after this podcast.
Call you to hear what it's about.
But essentially, yeah, it's a 1 time a month shot. So one shot, first of the month.
And is that more for the microdose kind of person?
It's for the microdose kind of person. But the other thing is it's going to be working off of not just like gastric emptying and all that stuff. It's going to work off actually fat, trying to eliminate fat specifically. So, the GLP-1 is eliminating sugar, which can convert to fat and all that stuff. And then you have the GIP that's slowing down gastric emptying, makes you feel full, and then glucagon with a little bit of thermodynamics and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, this one is we're adding in actually fat, like actually getting fat off the body. So
you're gonna have everybody walking around looking like supermodels.
I think I've said this in a couple before, but if you handed the keys over to obesity to me or RFK or someone like that, and you said, hey, you do your thing, everybody on earth could be no longer obese for less than $250. And right now, a monthly charge for, depending on what medication you buy from me, it's anywhere between, $150 to $2,000. So $150 a month to $2,000. If you gave me just the $150 for the cheapest product one time for everybody on earth that was obese, and you just let me use that as a pool, I could get everybody skinny and probably give you half the money back. Or reinvest it and then give you the whole money back. The people that truly have obesity issues, eating, stuff like that, and the amount of food that they eat, the product's pretty much free because you slow down eating so much, you save the money there.
And you're not drinking alcohol and you're getting off your pills. I mean, there's so much.
That's what I'm saying. Long term, it's saving you a lot of money.
Yes.
But the GLPs are not the only way to do it too. That I tell people, you got to get it's like trying to do I don't hate anything, but like the carnivore diet kind of drives me nuts. All I'm going to do is eat fat and protein. I don't know if long term that's a good idea, right?
Your breast's going to stink. Your stomach's going to be so fucked up.
But I got people that show me, contrasty information that, you're this much healthier. All I know is that that's not how we're supposed to eat. Like, we're just not.
It's not balanced.
It's
imbalanced.
So what I look at is like, great, GLP is just one of the food groups. Maybe that's your protein, so to speak, because it doesn't, that's your lean. But, why don't you use something like a GHRH or something like that? That's your fruit. That's your energy, metabolism, speeds you up a little bit. And then maybe you use something like an AOD or whatever you need it. But like I said, you can do NAD, right? And that's your vegetable. But
there's sloop and vitamin 1. I mean, there's so many things.
That's all I'm saying is there's so many other things you can balance out and really build a nice portfolio.
But you know what's interesting? I'm not a doctor. I never say I'm a doctor. I have doctors that work for us that are fantastic. And I'm a coach and I know a lot of what I know about. But it's interesting, the clients that I've had recently is they come in, the GLPs haven't been working. And what we've realized in working with them is when we get their immunity up, we get their inflammation down, we get their mitochondria functioning, guess what starts to work? Their GLP. When you get their immunity up, their inflammation down, and then all of a sudden you're like, the GLP is working. I mean, and then their lifestyles work and they feel better.
This is another thing that when we partnered, I have a little investment into it, and there's it's not even new. It's been out for a little while, but it's really starting to take off. It's called Age Code, and it's from Genetic Lifespan. It's a genetic test on basically methylated for over 800 markers.
This is one that I want to do, right?
Yeah. So I have them now. So they're in. We're trying to sort out whether or not I'm going to ship them all or they're going to ship them all. Either way, once you open it, it goes back to where it needs to go to. And then that information gets loaded into where you want it to go. Usually about 3 to 4 weeks. It's a lot of information. And it's like a 100-page report. But why is this so important? All the things that, if you go get a blood report that say like, okay, you have a B or a D or all these different deficiencies. And then you're like, okay, great. Every time I go to get a blood test and I talk to a doctor about, I'm not just reading it myself, I have a D deficient. I'm like, how is that possible? I'm in the sun.
Feel good.
I feel fine. I have tons of energy. How am I deficient? And then I'm like, okay, well, you need to take a D vitamin. So then I start taking one D. Yeah, that should be fine. So then I take 2. Then I'm taking 3. Now I'm injecting it. Nothing is making my D go up. So I get, this Jeffrey Gall is the guy that created this beautiful genetic test, and his partner, Adam. And this guy is just so good with the material. He
Yeah.
understands. He's a doctor. When you looked at it, he goes, well, let's get into your actual genetics. And you start going through all your coding, which means nothing to me on this
Right.
original file, and it's cleaned up and looks nice for you, just so you know. But when you start going through it, it's like APZ4, 7,
Right. Yeah.
and you start going through, you start reading what those mean, and all of a sudden it's like, I can't absorb, even through a methylated vitamin into
D.
my cell, vitamin D, unless I open up my pathways with like choline and something else. I'm like, no one
Has told me that.
And then I do that, and all of a
It
sudden
works.
I don't even have to take a D vitamin. And like, because now just through food and going out in the sun and all
Yeah.
that, my body's taking it in. So my last
Amazing.
report is like way over the top. I'm like, ooh, need all that.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah, but like that's what's so great about these genetic testing is it really gets down to how the body's really working.
Not one.
Yeah, the original ones were all BS. They're working off of 10 markers,
Yeah,
15 markers,
yeah.
20 markers. These ones are really working off of large marker groups. So you're really getting down. I know when people are like, oh my God, I don't want to do it because I don't want to know if I'm going to get cancer. It's like, yes, you do want to know
That's what the Pronova
because
scan. Yes.
you can do something about it before you
Yes.
get cancer now.
It's a couple
Do you
things.
really want to go through chemo now, or do you want to
Yes.
take some vitamins, eat a little better, you just and never get it?
It's crazy that many people that want to put their head in the sand.
I don't get it at all. I mean, I get it. No one wants to see I don't want to watch the car crash. I don't
Yeah.
want to know the day I'm going to die. Actually, I would love to. But if you do, you're going to change your life to probably die earlier because you're going to go wild, right? Like
Right.
if someone told you have 10 years to live, and this is actually a true story because I was talking to somebody last week and they had this liver disease and they told him, they go, you will not make it. And he was 22 or 23 years old. You're not going to make it to your 32nd birthday with this. So we're going to discharge you. You get all the stuff, but these are the things that will help you live to that. But
Yeah.
that's going to be your max. He's now late 30s.
Yeah.
He's lived well past what it is because so much has been learned since then, but it fucked him up.
Of course.
And he has had a really shit life. He got into drugs, alcohol, the stuff like partying. He's like, what do I got to lose?
I got
didn't do anything with his life for a little while there. And then obviously you get to the part where you're like, this isn't me.
I'm still alive.
Well, you're alive and you're sitting there going, this isn't me. And now I just feel bad. I got to live
Yeah.
like this for you. And now he's, like I said, 5, 6, 7 years past then. But it screwed up his life for a long time. I don't know if I want to know that I'm going to die in 5 years, but I do want to know if there's things that are going to kill me so I can be heaven. And that's why beautiful. It's a 0, 1, or a
Right.
2. If you're a 0, you're good. It means you
Wait to
shouldn't
do
get these
this.
things. A 1 means you need to watch it.
Yeah.
These are things that run in your
Family,
family, your
genetics.
bloodlines, your genetics that your body doesn't do a good job at.
Right.
Then you get to the 2s, and I had 4 of them. These are things that are going to kill you early if you don't watch them.
Like, give me an example of one.
So like blood pressure and cholesterol for my family. Every one of my mom, her sisters, everybody's on. I have no idea with my biological father because I've never met him, but all of them are on pills.
Yeah.
Blood pressure, cholesterol, everything you could think of. And my mom is pretty much a vegetarian.
Because of it.
And
Okay.
she still has all these problems, right? Because it's genetic.
Yeah.
Right? Now, is that what's going to kill her? No. Probably the 4 cents of cancer and all the crap we've had to do to her is going to kill her first. If I just sat around and eat ribeyes and bacon, all that shit, and luckily I don't like that
Right.
kind of stuff. I'm a filet. I like chicken
Yeah.
breast. I probably would have a massive heart
Problem.
attack or stroke or something like that early on in my life. Like, sure, I still indulge every once in a
Yeah.
while, but now I eat more frozen yogurt. I eat more Greek yogurt. I watch things like tons of cashews.
You're
tons of
educated.
that. That's all it is like now I just move that to
Pick
something else.
something out.
Yeah.
Well, I know.
But when you're really eating for it, have it. No big deal. It's not going to kill you for once. But that's what this test does. So I'm at the house, get it done, send it in. Run special every once in a while. They're about $1,500.
Okay.
But I'm telling you right now, it's the best investment you
Yeah.
can make for yourself. And what the other great part is, we're creating this functionality where, because it's too much information for even me, but let's say it said something like, oranges show up as something that you're supposed to eat. You have 28 problems and oranges are in 14 of them, right? It will kind of tell you like, hey, here's a list of like the easiest things you can do
Yeah.
that can help the most of your problems. So like eat more oranges. You guys
Easy though.
like you need to do this. And then it'll tell you some of the harder ones, but are tremendously important and impactful for you to be better long term.
Right.
And that might be something where it tells you like you need to run a GLP to get your blood sugar down because you're going to develop type 2 diabetes.
Yeah.
So get it in control now.
Right.
And that's where it really comes into effect. But it gives you that information, and then you can take that,
To
go to our
Alexa.
telehealth talk to a doctor about it.
Mm-hmm.
The doctors are educated on all the things we do. And if you want to go talk to your general practitioner, go talk to them too.
Right.
I don't care. You have the information at least.
And then you can make lifestyle changes, and
Exactly.
a coach can help you with that. I mean, there's so many levels of support when
There's
you have a
so
knowledge.
many good coaches out there
Yeah.
now.
Well,
I
and
meet
that-
so many of these people online.
Yeah, and that's the thing right now is like even with us, like there's so much stuff that we have to work with the client with to make the peptide work.
Yeah.
And I feel they come back frustrated. They spent all this money, or they've come from a different place. Why don't they work? I'm like, well, you've been on something for 2 years and you've never taken a break.
And that's what I'm talking about rotation.
Oh my
Talking about
God.
you gotta take breaks. Me, I travel enough. Those are my breaks.
Yeah.
I was gone for 14 days, virtually nothing. Really, I barely even got my vitamins, which that was not the purpose. But I probably took half the amount of vitamins I usually take.
Yeah.
I took dihexa a few days. I took a couple of NAD shots that were kind of laying around. And then I just did my growth hormone, but I even cut that back to lower than normal.
You didn't do your sloop and 5-amino? You said that's like your
Yeah, usually I bring it with me, but I was just trying to,
I talk with it a lot. I'm like, this is what Trevor does when he goes traveling.
because I don't bring my injectables with me except
Yes.
for growth hormone. But those are easy because the ones I take, it's either there's 2 shots in a bottle or
Yeah.
4,
So it's easy.
right? So if I'm going somewhere for 2 days, I bring 1 bottle too. If I go there for 3, it's like, that's my day off, right? I just
Yeah.
make that into my day off. If I'm there for 4 or more, then it's really easy to figure it out. I either
Yeah.
bring 1 4 or 4 and a 2. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Once the more days off, the easier it is to figure those things out. And that's easy one for me to bring. But otherwise, I don't take anything else. And then, like I said, I'll take dihexa for the brain. And I do that in the mornings. And then I do maybe like you said, 5-amino-1 sloop pill
Easy.
as well.
And I tell people, it's like everyone gets so caught up in this black and white. I'm like, okay, let's all just take a deep breath. You're going to be fine. You know, go on your vacation for 10 days and don't worry about bringing everything.
You need breaks
Fine.
anyway.
Yes, I know.
That's your break. I mean, same thing working out. Like I literally went to the gym one time and it was just because I had like time and someone told me that the gym was actually like kind of cool. It wasn't cool, but you know, they told me it was a good gym, all that stuff. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to go check it out. It's actually kind of funny. So I go to this gym and I'm waiting in the taxi line, like 1.5 miles. So I got off go to the gym. I'm like, oh, I'm going to go check it out. People were telling me it's kind of cool. So I'm waiting, not kidding you. They were unloading a freaking cruise ship, but like an okay sized one. I was waiting for 30 minutes. I'm like, screw it. It's 1.5 miles.
It's a walk.
Yeah. So what? It was 1.5 miles up a mountain like this.
Probably super hot.
It was 87 degrees and humid. Oh my God. So I'm like, oh, I'll run it.
Yeah.
So I'm running through the town. There's like a little fair going on. I'm getting through there.
my
And
God.
all of a sudden I hit this hill and I start
imagine
going up
big
the
you
hill.
running.
And I'm just like, oh no. And it like just, I mean, it was so
Right.
bad. I didn't even notice till later. I had streaks going down my leg of the salt from me. It was white, like streaks on like if like something you see on a dirty window.
Oh yeah.
from dirt.
Oh yeah.
My whole leg is covered. I had crystallized salt in my beard. I was disgusting.
And the gym wasn't worth it.
No, the gym was actually great, but it wasn't like anything like who said that?
Yeah.
Who said this was cool? It's a gym. It was like a little teeny. I mean, it was cool that it was the size of your living room.
Yeah.
But they had everything in there. It was a round version, so they kind of angled everything in, so it just worked. So they pretty much had. I didn't do legs because I just did that. My calves were cramping up, but they had 9 or 10 pieces of leg equipment. I could have done a full leg day in there.
Yeah.
I just did a mixed upper body day. So.
Oh my God, you cracked me out, Trevor.
Oh my God. I feel like I've had a headache though for a week, and I think that's this.
You're probably dehydrated from the salt.
Yeah, maybe, but you finally get your sea legs.
Oh, and the equilibrium when you get off.
And now I'm off, and I'm like,
I hate that. Yeah, it's going to take you a couple days.
Brutal. Oh, what are you going to do though, right?
No, it's hard to be you on life a boat.
Ugh, it's so tough for me. If I ever claimed that it was tough because I was on a boat, you can shoot me in the head. Let me ask you this. Is there anything that you run into that people say don't work all the time? And is it maybe because they're not meant to really see results, or do you run into that at all? Because I know I have to preface people be like, hey guys, you're not going to take this and turn into,
they're not magic pills.
Well, especially the brain ones. Some of them are, they're working.
Yes.
But sometimes it takes a few days, or it's one of those things you get to a couple months down the road and you think back at your life and you go, I feel like I've been way smarter, way more energy, way clearer than normal.
Right.
But you're not going to take it and be like, like the limitless pill with, Bradley Cooper.
Right.
It doesn't just like NZT.
I think you have to manage expectations, like going out of the
but
gate.
are there ones that like you have to deal with more than others?
GLPs.
I knew you were saying that's the one that I'm like, it works so
I know.
fucking well.
It shocks me, but you can eat your way through a GLP.
I do. That's why I can't take it.
I mean, so
I tried using them for my dieting for shows, and it just got me really sick.
Yeah. So I think you'd be surprised when it doesn't work. And we figured out ways to get them to work, and we figured out a lot of stuff, and that's what the coaching's been.
You're saying like you got to get the rest of the body.
Yeah, you got to get the inflammation out of the body. You got to get your immunity well. You've got to get yourself back to functioning. But a lot of people don't talk about it. The doctor gives them a GLP and they leave, and they've got no tools. They don't know what to do with it.
Oh, it's not working. Take more.
Or
take more.
Right. Or they're eating 800 calories a day, and then they go and they have the holidays, and they go, my GLP's not working, I gained 10 pounds. I'm like, I'm sorry, but if you eat 800 calories in your normal life and your body now goes, okay, when are you going to starve me again? And you eat 2,000 calories for the holidays.
It holds on to everything.
It's going to hold on to everything. And you're a middle-aged woman. Like, what are you talking about? So I get a lot of that. Women go, NADs changed my life.
Oh, yeah.
And men go, they feel much more. I get a lot of men on NAD, where women are like, wow.
I with MOTS-C, because I purposely try and find where it is. SS31 works better for me.
Yeah.
By the way, because I don't have a MOTS-C deficiency.
Yeah.
So when you work out and you lift heavy, you produce MOTS-C.
Yeah.
So real bodybuildery type lifters, I don't think MOTS-C really does anything. I still like it.
I get lean on MOTS-C for some reason.
Well, yeah, but you're not lifting heavy weights. You're not going to the gym and leg pressing fucking 1,400 pounds, are
I
you?
think I'm lifting heavy for me.
No, that is true. So,
but yes.
So I feel like MOTS-C really works for the people that kind of go to the gym, or they, they're runners or whatever, because they're not like exuding massive amounts of force.
Yeah.
Because it's
I agree.
Creating mitochondrial connection to create more energy. And that energy is created when it has to be done, right?
Yeah.
You're kind of forcing the issue.
Because you have to press it up or else you're going to
die.
crush you.
The boulder crushes you, right? So I think that's why, whereas SS31 goes into repairs.
I love SS31.
It gives me my, but I need to take a lot of it.
Oh, really? Because I feel like the dosage is a lot. It's like
it is. Well,
21 days too. I'm like,
I see a lot of people, like, people are at the 2.5, 5 or whatever. I'm at 10 milligrams a day. That's where I start to see it.
So you're double what I take a day.
I'm thinking about going to 15 a day next time, or even 20 a day. Because I've heard people going up to 60 a day. I'm going to do a little, how do I feel?
Reconnaissance. Let us know how you feel.
Yeah. I mean, luckily I make everything,
ground.
so I can afford it. But yeah, I'm definitely going to see how that changes, because I didn't see anything from that either. Like I said, I know they're helping. I just don't see them. I'd say the number one that people don't understand until they just relax a little bit is GHK.
Oh, yeah.
People are like, I took GHK for 2 weeks and my hair didn't grow 6 inches.
I say it takes 2 rounds. So it takes like 7 weeks and then 1 month off and 3 months. The second round is when
I was going to say,
you feel it and you see it and you're like, I'm on this.
Okay. So the things that I notice completely different about my life, and it's very easy because my life has changed a lot in the last couple of years. Yeah. And now when you take things purposely during certain times of your life that you go, I know how my body has reacted before, and let me see how it is now. So I have a lot of tattoos, and now I've gotten to the point where I've tattooed over all my tattoos.
Sleeve was different this time.
Yeah. So this is finally done. Yeah. Okay. So normally when I get a tattoo, you do your tattoo and then it peels, it itches, it gets scabby. Yeah, but you get, it's a giant open
it's healing.
wound.
It's healing.
Right? Okay. This time I decided to I did 6 days over about 10 total. I took like a 4-day break in between. So it's 3 and 3. First day was small, 4 or 5 hours, but then I did a 12, an 11, a 10, a 12, and an 8.
Hours of tattooing.
Tattooing straight. Right. And what I did was so much different for this tattoo. And I actually tested it on one tattoo before and it worked. And I was doing 1 milligram of BPC morning and night into the shoulder, obviously the arm.
Yeah.
I was doing 5 milligrams of TB twice a week. Okay. And then I was doing 2 full milligrams of GHK a day. This didn't peel. It didn't scab. It didn't leak. The color is more vibrant than anything I've ever seen in my life. And I didn't even get a flake on my entire arm from this giant, massive, drilled in tattoo.
Every tattoo
with it. Well, I'm actually trying to make a product. I don't want to lead too much into it. But if you look at the color and this thing, the detail.
It's actually beautiful.
It's insane.
Because it healed so well.
Not one issue whatsoever using that. And I know because this is only 6-8 months old. I mean, I did this in October.
And it looked really different.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, there are different in the style as well, but this should have been a flaky, crusty mess.
Painful.
You
And
know what?
itchy. The itchy is what I would get the most.
It healed. Like I was taking the stuff off and we're looking at it like, wow, like it's done healing. So whatever, I don't know. I'm telling you right now, that was the best tattoo remedy I've ever done for a tattoo healing.
I think what I'm loving now, I've been now on peptides for almost 2 years, a little less than 2 years. I now know my body. I know when I can take things, when I should, when I shouldn't, and the new ones I'm excited about. And they're just like a little tool. They're a simple tool, but I feel so good that when you're like, I had a surgery, I had my eyes done, my breast done, I had to do something. Oh, you better believe I was on the best peptide stack for healing, and it works.
Yeah, it really does.
What do you, because I get this so often and I know what I say. I want to know what you say when people are worried about BPC and cancer.
Oh God. I mean, okay, so
I know here, and it's the internet and it's their chat.
I mean, let's see. Like, hey, by the way, everybody, you already have cancer.
And it's in your body.
Okay. And if your body you have this giant military, you have the American army of an immune system. It's just 10 times bigger than everybody else on earth, right? And it's 10 times bigger than anything you have. And that's why you don't die of everything. That's why I don't have to wash my hands and sanitize every time I touch anything. And people cough and sneeze around. I don't get sick very often. But your immune system is there to battle. And if it's winning, these things help your body stay healthy so it's not weakened, so it can fight those things. And I truly believe this theory with the bottom of my heart. If you have cancer and you want to go get a test to show if you have white blood cell elevation, all these different things, go take a tumor marker test, especially if you're older. But you don't have cancer, there's no thing detectable. I truly believe you're going to be able to fight it off longer. I'm not going to say you're never going to get it, but let's just say you ran the straight path, you never touched it, whatever, and you just did everything. You ran into inflammation issues and you hurt yourself. You have to go into anesthesia. That is so hard on the body. And you're not giving your body the chance to recover with some of these things. You're going for surgeries as you get older, break things. When that happens, your body is now shifting its focus from killing cancer, killing viruses, killing bacteria, killing parasites to, oh my God, I need to repair this massive amount of inflammation. It's huge. We're sending all of our army there to deal with it. Well, guess what? If it's spending a month or 2 or 3 or 6 down here trying to
what
fix
else
it,
is going on?
That's when stuff starts building. And that's what happened with my mother when she got cancer last time. Was she was cancer free. She was doing great. She had no issues. And then she went to fix the problems that she had when she had her other stint of cancer, when she had torn labrum, broken elbow. They put her under and they weakened her immune system under these things. And that's when we saw it come back. And then we had to beat it again. But I'm blessed that we were able to do so. That's how I truly believe it. BBC is not going to give you cancer.
No. And that's also why I talk about focusing on your immunity so much. Your immunity with peptides is one of the best places to start.
You carry a lot of weight. You're probably going to die early from it. Yeah, you're right. If I was 30 pounds skinnier, 40 pounds skinnier, I would live longer. But let's say I do die at 85 instead of 95. I love my fucking life.
That's what I say to people. I'd take the risk all day long.
85, looking like this, feeling like this, feeling happy with what I look at in the mirror.
Yes.
Then being there going, I don't like how I look and I want to put on weight, but then I might die. Like, get over it. I do all the other stuff to help my body live longer.
At the gym, I was like, it's so interesting. Like, I'm 50 and I'm the most confident with my body and I feel strong and I'm really happy. And I said, it's so interesting for women, most of my clients, how much mental energy it takes when you feel shitty about yourself, about your body. You think about your next meal, your next workout, my pants don't fit. When that goes away, they come back and they go, I'm happy I had this spring on life again. Like, I'm not so fixated on it all.
If you want to be 400 pounds and eat freaking chicken fingers and Coca-Cola, that's what really makes you happy. Like, really, it does.
Yeah.
Because if you being on diets and training and you hate your life from that,
it's not worth it.
Guess what? Maybe you're only live 20, 30 years instead of 50 or 60, but you're going to love your 20 or 30. Yeah. That's way better than 50, 60 mediocre.
Absolutely.
Years. So I'm not going to talk anybody out of, if they love who they are, you love who you are. I don't care if you're gay, straight, trans, fat, tall, short. If you are happy with who you are and you love your life and you're not hurting anybody else, do your thing. But if you are not happy with something or you're closetly covering up for something and then you cry yourself to bed, change your life. And we can do it.
Or you're jealous of other people. God, you can do this too. Be curious, be open. Like, it's for everybody. It's not like.
And if you need love, get a puppy. I got a 4th humming on the way. Actually, a 5th.
You travel so much. Who's taking care of it?
Well, my goal this year is to hire a COO, which I've not found anybody. But yeah, I want to find a COO, and that will help me with my travel so they can take half of my travel trips, is what I hope is. but I do have like a full-time dog nanny,
Yeah.
so, but yeah, I kind of have a corgi on the way.
Oh my God.
So yeah, I'll have
I
two
need
corgis.
to meet. I have a corgi.
You have a corgi?
No, I love a corgi.
Oh my God. So I have two
And I only
corgis,
have one
Saint
dog.
Bernard, Saint Berdoodle, and a Great Dane.
Oh my God, Trevor.
Yeah. But one of the corgis lives with
I think my dog sometimes is harder than my children.
my dogs live it so
I'm
well.
like,
I gotta show you.
bathroom issues. Like, why am I dealing with you? My children are potty trained. Like, why?
Okay, you cannot tell me. Look at
Let me
this
see.
little face.
Okay, let me see. Oh my God, my girls want to see this. Where is it now?
Indiana.
Oh my
So I gotta
God.
fly out to Indiana.
Oh my
Let's see
God.
here. I don't know if
Oh
you
my
can
God.
see this or not, but that's and then check out this.
You guys, Trevor's a lover. For any of you who don't
yeah.
know.
Look at how
Oh my God.
cute. The little spots, and I left the tail on.
Yeah,
so
leave the
you already
tail.
chopped the tail.
Yeah.
I always leave my dog's ears floppy when they don't. Look at how cute.
She's super cute. So what's her name going to be?
I don't know. You always decide that when I see them.
That's kind of like a kid.
Like
Yeah.
you can't name it yet. And then you get it, and you're like, ooh, that's the wrong name.
No. What are you the most excited about? I mean, you've been in the industry for so long. I'm curious, like, I keep saying Peptides is having a moment. I think it's just starting. I don't think it's going anywhere. But you've been in it for so long. Like, where's the excitement for you right now?
The excitement is if we can really, really, really get these things passed and like solidified that, manufacturers, correct companies, correct testing, being able to put them on there for human use, that kind of thing. I think that's like the greatest day of my life. And then once that happens, that's when you can really start doing the work and finding a lot more cures for diseases, opportunities to help aid people in a more natural pathway. Because
do you think we're going there?
Yeah, I do. I truly do. I mean, there's so many good changes that the FDA is doing right now. I think it's fantastic. I think it's only going to get better. And I know the intention is there. It's just politics. Everything is so much slower because everybody hates each other and everybody fights.
Right.
Joe Rogan put up this podcast. Do you see like the 2010 where like Hillary Clinton is just like talking about deporting people and this, and Bill Clinton deported like 12 million. Obama did 5 million, and Donald Trump is at 1.5 million, and they're freaking the F out. And he's only at 1.5, and he's a Nazi, and all this kind of stuff. It's like everybody goes back on what they say, and you can watch these.
They're flip-flopping.
They flip-flop, and that's why it's so hard to get anything done, because if it's not their idea or it's coming from the other side, it's bad news. And that's why I like who's in there right now, because oh God, this is another one. RFK he was talking in front of the Senate, and I hate politics, but I love hearing truths.
Yeah.
Right. And when we have 78% of America has a chronic disease. Okay. 78%. What the fuck?
We're doing something wrong.
Right. Okay. When his uncle was the president, RFK, or not RFK, sorry, John F. Kennedy, it was 10%.
Stop.
And when
it's 86 now.
It's 78.
78. Okay.
And when he was born, it was 3%. They spent $0 in Congress on treating and helping with critical care medications and stuff for chronic disease back then. $0. You know what we spent last year?
Right.
$5.1 trillion. Not billion.
Trillion.
Trillion dollars. If we can get our healthcare under control, if you can stop letting it be run by businesses and let it be run by true health advocates, what if we shave that in half? What do you think we could do?
I think we easily could.
I mean, it's just like what's going on in California with, we spent what, 18 or 19 billion dollars on the homeless. And I sit there and I go, well, how many homeless do we have? Let's just look, we have like 100,000. Pretty sure we could have bought enough apartment complexes
for that much money.
That much money, they all would have a home.
Yeah.
Like none of them would actually even be homeless. They wouldn't be in a shelter. They have their own fucking place. So where'd the money go?
Yeah.
Right. So we got to get out of like the political payoff system's a joke. It does need to be redone. And that's what I like about what's going on. RFK is in there going, dude, I'm in my 70s. I'm in great shape. I believe in what I'm doing. I want to do the right thing. I don't need the money. So if you're trying to buy me, go fuck yourself. And I'm going to make these decisions I'm going to do the research. I'm going to do the due diligence. He does it. He's doing research. He's making sure everything. And as soon as he goes, yep, boom, gone. These 11 are mandatory. These, 61 others?
Yep.
Totally optionary. So as a parent, you don't need to do them.
Thank God someone's making decisions.
So I love that. And I love that those things are happening. So I think, think about how much more money we have as a country if we eliminate some of these. And by the way, that's a trickle down effect.
They can use it
That's
for other-
1 year,
yeah.
because what that means is there's healthier people the next year, and then
Yeah.
healthier next year. And then when you get to the years,
generationally.
well, when you get to the years where, like the scandal right now, we were talking about in LA earlier with the hospice. Well, that's you don't really have many hospice locations because
Right.
no one's in hospice, because
Right.
you actually have healthy people that can walk around their houses at 80 years old, still do their laundry and still make things because they weren't carrying.
And they're not
around.
taxing the system.
Yeah, they're not taxing the system. It wasn't 80 pounds of fat dragging them around for the last 45 years, blowing out their knees and their hips and their joints.
I think RFK is noticing too. The horse has left the stable. If you think the population is going to say all of a sudden, oh, I'm not going to do peptides.
It doesn't mean that some a-hole could get into office, bribed by somebody, just make everybody's life harder again.
Much harder.
And then all it turns it into a black market, and then gangsters take over. You can't control anything, and it turns into a shit show, and then you do maybe get problems. You do have deaths.
I do think because the horse has left the station, people know they feel better. I don't think they're going to go back. They're just going to find it in the black market.
Yeah, well, I mean, so there's so many smart people out there that can actually truly find, like, we've never changed like how a replacement joint, they only last 8 years.
Yeah, I agree.
We can make a joint that lasts forever.
Yeah, we just haven't.
We haven't, because they know they got business every 8 to 10 years. You're coming back.
You have to.
It's just going to break.
Well, the Super Bowl is coming up, and I laugh because the commercials at the Super Bowl that cost so much, and then you have these big pharma commercials, and it tells you there's people laughing and doing whatever.
Well,
and then the end, all the disclaimers, diarrhea and death.
Yeah,
I was talking about that. Like,
they made that illegal now. That is another thing that they changed. They're not allowed to do advertising where they're trying to change the narrative.
Right.
It needs to be, this is what this does. So that actually was changed. There's so much of this stuff. When you go to the MAHA meetings, you learn a lot about the stuff that's the priorities. Fourth, and peptides are just really low on the list. There's way more important things. I said it all the time.
Yeah,
I love peptides. I'm into peptides. I like.
There's bigger issues.
There's bigger issues right now. He'll get to them eventually. Hopefully, he gets 8, 12, whatever. Or maybe he does 4 and we get, it gets handed off to the next. I don't care.
I think we're definitely starting a movement.
I just want someone that's honest and good and knows that you're not this isn't you're fucking around because you don't like one side or the other. This is the American people. These are people that suffer. Do the right decision. Help people.
And whether there's no
you Hippocratic Oath
there's
doctors,
no disclaimer.
Why don't you rally around us too? Because you fucking said it when you went to medical school and you signed for it. So help fucking people. So anyway, it's been a good show. Anything you have for me? Any last words?
It's just fun. Thanks for having me. Thanks for believing in me. I think it's so fun to be able to work together, and I'm just super grateful. So thanks for having me on here.
Well, thanks for coming down. I'm going to go take a shower now.
Me too.
We're out.
Oh, that was fun, Trevor.